The roar of the crowd still echoed. Ricardo, the Matador, bowed. Roses rained down, red like blood, his blood, the bull's blood. It was all a blur of crimson and gold. The suit of lights felt heavy now. The glory, heavier still. He longed for the quiet, he longed for the dark. He found his solace in a small tavern, tucked away on a cobbled side street. Dim lights flickered there. Shadows danced on the rough stone walls. The air was thick with stale wine and old regrets. Ricardo slumped onto a wooden stool. He ordered the cheapest red. It came in a chipped clay mug. He didn't care. It was oblivion he sought, not flavour. The first gulp burned. Good. The wine flowed. One mug became two became four. The faces in the tavern blurred. Their voices became a distant hum. The bull. He saw its eyes again. He stumbled towards the door, the night calling. The night air hit him like a cold slap. He blinked. The street was empty. Or was it? His head swam. The wine sloshed in his belly. He needed to get back to his small room. Sleep, yes, sleep. He tried to remember the way. Left here, or was it right? The cobblestones seemed to shift beneath his boots. An old familiar dance of disorientation. He laughed, a harsh, lonely sound. He chose a narrow alley. A shortcut, he thought, or maybe it was a mistake. His mind was a fog. And then the real fog came. It rolled in from the river, silent, stealthy, like a cat stalking its prey. It crept up the alleyways, it wrapped around the lampposts, it swallowed the world whole. One moment he could see the end of the alley, the next only a wall of grey. His footsteps echoed strangely, muffled, as if the fog was eating the sound. He put a hand out, it vanished, swallowed by the white. He was lost. Then a sound, so faint at first, he almost missed it, a whisper on the edge of hearing. He stopped, held his breath, trying to pierce the silence. There it was again, a woman singing. Her voice was thin, ethereal, drifting through the dense fog. It was not a happy song, not a lullaby. It was a lament, a song of deep sorrow, a song of endless pain. The melody was simple, yet it clawed at him. It sent shivers down his spine. He had never heard anything like it. It seemed to carry the weight of centuries, the sadness of 1,000 lost souls. The fog swirled around him, playing tricks with the sound. Sometimes it seemed closer, sometimes further away. Who would be singing out here, in this fog, at this hour? He strained his ears. He had to know its source. He took a step, then another, towards the unseen singer. He did not know why. The wine was no longer an excuse. This was something else, a compulsion, as if an invisible string was pulling him forward, deeper into the white abyss. The singing grew louder now, each note clearer, more defined, and more chilling than before. It filled the oppressive silence of the fog. The air grew colder, a damp, grave-like chill. His breath plumed before him, visible, then quickly eaten by the mist. He stumbled over unseen obstacles, loose cobblestones, debris he barely noticed. His focus was entirely on the song, the mournful, beckoning dirge. It promised nothing good. Yet he could not resist its pull. He was a moth drawn to a deadly flame. The fog seemed to thicken around the source of the sound. It swirled, it eddied, as if guarding something, or perhaps revealing something. Slowly, he could feel a presence nearby, something ancient, something unnatural. The shape solidified. It was an old woman, or what had once been an old woman. She was not standing on the ground. She floated. A few inches above the slick cobblestones, her clothes were rags, dark, tattered, clinging to a skeletal frame. The singing stopped, and in the sudden silence, he saw her face. Oh God, her face! It was a mask of pure horror. Half of it was missing, ripped away, exposing bone and glistening dark flesh. What remained was a grotesque parody of a human face. One eye wide and staring, milky white. the other a dark, empty socket. Her lips were pulled back, stretched into a terrifying, silent grin, a grin that promised unimaginable torment. Ricardo wanted to scream, but no sound came out. His throat was a knot of ice. Then her head began to turn, slowly, unnaturally. It twisted on her neck, past the point where any human neck could go. A soft, wet, cracking sound accompanied the movement. It turned and turned. He burst out of the alley, gasping, sobbing. His fine Matador suit was torn, filthy. He did not care. He ran towards the lights of the village outskirts. Any light, any sign of human life. He stumbled, fell, picked himself up, ran again. The laughter still echoed in his mind. Her face, that horrifying, ripped face, burned into his memory forever. He reached the first houses and collapsed. Old men, sitting outside a still-open cantina. They saw him, his terror, his dishevelled state. They were not surprised. They had seen it before. They exchanged knowing glances. One of them, his face a roadmap of wrinkles, helped Ricardo to a chair, gave him water, waited for his breathing to calm, for the wild terror in his eyes to lessen. The fog, the old man said. It was not a question.